On a blanket for our baby, but obviously it doesn't have to be used for a baby. It can be used for anything. It's a really easy way to make a blanket, and to be frank, I don't know an easier, nicer way of doing it. I've seen a couple videos on YouTube, and this is just the easiest way with my sewing skills to do it. Pretty much, if you can sew and cut in straight line, then you're good to go. And if you can use some pins, then it's just that easy. It's really easy. First of all, you want to buy two. Well, I bought two fabrics. You can buy one fabric. It's up to you. But you want to put them right side. The right side is whatever your pattern is. So if you have a soft fabric, then you're going to want, the softer side out. So you want that soft side facing the pattern. So this is my pattern. The little puppies are my pattern. And this is the soft side of the fleece that I'm using for the other side. So that way it's double layered. You can also make pillows this way. And I can show you how in a different video if I decide to go ahead and do a pillow. Or flat stuffed animals. It's really easy. But yeah, so my husband actually did the majority of all of the pinning for me. That's pretty much your longest part, is the pinning. That takes forever. If you don't want to pin, you don't have to. However, it might end up a little wonky at the end. So I do recommend pinning. But here's the pins, and I took them out just so you could see. See, that's the wrong side for me, and this is the wrong side of this fabric, and you want the right sides together. So we just kind of did pins every, I don't know, couple inches, I guess. So I'm just sticking them in, popping them out. So yeah, now all I have to do is sew it up and good to go. So I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine. You ready?
Whatever.
Okay. So I'm hoping you know the basics of a sewing machine. If you do, this is going to be really freaking easy. So I already have my bobbin in, I have my thread all run up, I have my needle threaded. And right now I'm lining up the shortest fabric because there is a little bit of runoff, but that does not matter. That's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be perfect because this isn't going to be on the outside of your blanket. I'm just lining it up with this first little notch in here. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I'm going to backstitch, and you always want to backstitch on whatever you're doing, because you want it to hold. So in order to get it to hold, you want to backstitch. And I go forward once and then I backstitch again usually, or forward a couple times and backstitch a couple times, depending on how I feel. So, okay, so there's that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start sewing my straight line. It's really easy. And as you go, you're going to have to adjust your blanket and where it's at and how it's laying, because it's the only thing that is difficult, I have to say, about this is making the blanket lay right when you're sewing it, because it is a bigger thing you're sewing. You could put batting or whatever you want in between this. I'm not bothering. Just because I'm just making a simple blanket. It's for the baby. She's going to be vomiting on it, so, and potentially peeing on it, depending if there's any leaks. So I'm not too concerned. And you don't even have to sew a perfect straight line, just so you know. I'm probably not, because it's hard to see since I run over where everything's at. So. It's really simple. Just try not to get eaten by pins. as you can probably tell, this is not my normal sewing table. A little too wobbly. That's alright. Alright, and then I'm going to stop as I round the corner. Just going to stop it. Pick up the foot. Presser foot. And turn the blanket. So now you can see here's my stitching from before. All my pins. And I'm sure I'm going to get bit by some of these pins on the way along. And you want to pop your presser foot back down if it's where you want it to be. If you have enough runoff here. Like I said, that's up to you. Just trying not to get stabbed by too many pins here. Keep adjusting. And this is a pretty decently sized blanket, so it's going to take a little while to go all the way around the edges, but that's okay. And I think the fleece was $10.99. I think actually it was $9.99 a yard, and then I got 40% off, and it was 2 yards. I do still have some though, so I didn't use it all. And then this puppy fabric was on sale. I think it was like $3 when I bought it. And I had been using it for dog bandanas, and I loved it so much that I decided to do something with it for the baby. So probably about 2 yards, I would guess, a little bit more. Okay, we're getting to our corner again. So again, you want to stop, pick up your presser foot, and turn. My brother-in-law is actually helping turn it right now to make my life a little easier. And then you just want to continue. Sorry, gotta adjust here. The way I was taught with pins is you always want to make sure that they're this way and not this way running with your needle, because you're less likely to run over them and snap your needle. So that's just how I learned. Okay. So we're nearing the corner again. And now we're going to pick up our presser foot. You're right. Get stabbed.
I'm good.
Yeah, be careful not to get stabbed. Because it sucks. Or scraped. That's the other fun thing. Now before we reach the end of this side, and this is a super long side. Stinks. Hate doing the long sides because all these little needles. You're going to want to stop. Probably and leave, I'll show you, but you're probably going to want to leave about this much worth of opening at least. So I'm just going to keep going. I'll show you when I get to it. Catching my hear my parents' dog. My parents' cocker mix barking in the back. It's your way of dealing with thunder. Okay. So, oh, hold on a second. Got caught up on a pin. Just gonna pull that out. Pop that back down. So we're getting pretty close. You just want enough. Oh. What? It's actually jammed. That's okay. I'm gonna leave this open so that way we can flip it, and then I'll fix my sewing machine in the process. No?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright, ready?
It's good.
Oh, okay. Alright, so now we take this. This hole's a little bit big because my sewing machine jammed. But you take it, you have this hole, and you just run your hand in, and you flip. Flip everything with the right sides so the design's facing outward. So now you can see you got this nice, clean blanket. Just want to pull your corners out, and pardon my pregnant belly, but okay. So this is what we have. So you have 3 corners done and 1 corner not done. That's my design side, and this is my fleece side. So I used flannel and fleece. So, and then I gotta go back to my sewing machine and I'll finish this edge. Okay. Alright, so now you're just gonna close up the hole you made, or you left, to flip it back to the right sides. You just fold over the fabric. So let's see my rough edges here. I'm just folding them over and then pinning them together. Just fold over and pin together. I already did the majority of it because watching me pin that much would get very boring, but I think you can get the picture. So yeah, just fold over both pieces into the inside and pin it. And then just take this over to the sewing machine, and you want to have a thread that matches your fabric. So I'm using a cream because it matches my fabric. And just gonna pull that straight. And you just want to sew this all closed. Now if you're doing this as a gift, you're going to want to, of course, leave a smaller hole. But since my sewing machine goofed a little bit, I just left a bigger hole. It's so close anyway. Okay, getting close to the end. once you get to your end, make sure it is your end. First of all, just flatten that out. Make sure that end's closed off. And then make sure you backstitch over that. And then you just pull it off, clip your threads. Take out your pins. In my case, all 500 of them. Now, what I should have done technically, since I have a gray back, is the bobbin should have been gray. I should have had gray or black thread in it, but I'm lazy, so you can actually not even really see the thread on the back because the fleece is pretty forgiving. You can see it a little bit here, but that's not bad. So yeah, now blanket's completely done. So it's just as easy as that. I mean, I can't figure out an easier way to make a blanket than that. And if you backstitch and use good thread, then you should be able to just toss it in the wash and you should be good to go. So this is my baby's blanket. Obviously I'll probably make a couple more for her, but so yeah, nice and easy. And like I said, if you have a sewing machine and a pair of scissors and some fabric and thread, you're good to go. So I hope that helped, and hope you make some cute stuff. Alright, you guys have a great night. Bye.